Sure, I'd expected his typical unemotional coldness, but this was beyond that. After being with him for 5 years, he gave me no reason or explanation. He didn't think I deserved that, and it was painful to think about. Suppressing the sharp pain in my heart, I slowly raised my head from staring at the document on the bed and gazed at Griffon. Enough time had passed with my being frozen by his words that he was now fully dressed in his typical dark suit. But the contract will expire in 6 months. Can't we wait for a little longer? My voice was somewhat pleading, and I struggled to keep it from cracking. The doctor said I only had 3 months left, and the only thing I wanted was to stay with him until the end of my life. Griffon remained silent, staring at me with his stoic, vacant expression, as if he were kicking away a toy he had grown tired of playing with. His silence was all I needed. His decision was final. After 5 long years of trying, I had failed to thaw Griffon's frozen heart. It was time to wake up from my illusion. I took the contract and plastered on a fake smile, attempting to feign indifference. Don't be so serious. I was just joking. Then I added, I'm glad this is over. I get 6 months off. How perfect. Griffon paused as he adjusted his shirt sleeves, then lifted his gaze to me.It took everything in me to make sure there was no sadness in my eyes, to make sure the only emotions he might see were excitement or relief. The absolute last things I felt. Griffon narrowed his eyes and frowned. You're glad it's over? I nodded and shrugged one shoulder as if I hadn't a care in the world. Yup, I'm not the little girl I was when I agreed to this. It's time for me to get married and have children. I can't always be your contract lover, can I? Inside, I laughed at myself. It was impossible for me to get married or have children. But I'd be damned if I ever let Griffon know that. I would leave with dignity and grace. I forced another smile and asked, does that mean I can finally have a normal boyfriend once I leave here? Griffon's eyes were filled with deep and unidentifiable emotions. After staring at me for a while, he looked at his watch and turned to leave. Do whatever you want. Looking at his back as he turned and walked away, my smile faded. Griffon hated it when other people touched his things, including his woman. His wolf would push through, his eyes flashing amber and his claws coming out.